What do you make of, so obviously it was Taylor Swift and her boyfriend Travis Kelce was obviously in the picture. It's quite rare, apparently. Again, I'm learning all these things about Swift. He used to appear in the picture. But did you see the comments he made on the podcast? He's quite a sweary man.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, he had said, I think that, with his brother, they had said F royalty. And then 2 weeks later, they appear completely starstruck and enamoured with William. I mean, some of the comments, he was so complimentary about William. He was blown away by William.
Well, the thing is, and it happened to me when I first met a member of the royal family as well, is that when you meet a member of the royal family, you are in effect meeting a AAA celebrity. And it blows you, believe me, it does blow you away. And I'm not surprised that Travis was, blown away and came out with those sort of comments. And I think as well, it's a sign of the new modern royal family where they don't mind people taking selfies. I mean, one of the complaints of the late Queen was that she couldn't really see the faces of people anymore as she did a walkabout because they were all holding up their phones and flashes were going off and everything else. But she was obviously of a different age. But now it is now common practice. Everybody's got a mobile phone. Everybody's got a camera on it, and nothing is really private anymore.
No. Did you the comments from Travis? If I can read them out. We may need to get the bleeping machine to, or I'll see how I say it. He said Prince William was the coolest mother F word.
Yeah.
They were an absolute delight to me. And he says Charlotte was effing adorable and a superstar.
Yeah.
And I spoke to people at the palace and they were like, well, yes, they swore, but this is positive, isn't it? I mean, would the royals normally be offended by that?
I don't think William would be offended at all. I mean, everything that Travis was saying was a positive thing about him, about William, and about Catherine. Yeah. And I just think this is what happens when they now meet royalty, because now you don't just meet royalty, you actually get selfies with them. So you've got this record of it as well. And if you've got people like one of the best singers in the world taking selfies, Taylor Swift, and that is a big accolade for her and shows her friendship to William.
You mentioned about her friendship with William. You're right, they did a karaoke. He got dragged up on stage to do John Bon Jovi Living on a Prayer, so they've got history. But Taylor Swift, we're told, was invited onto the Duchess of Sussex's podcast, Archetypes, a couple of years ago, and she turned it down. There's going to be some angry eyes from California seeing about this relationship between the Waleses and Taylor Swift.
What we don't know is the reason why Taylor Swift decided not to go into that podcast. It could be for a number of reasons, although I suspect that, Taylor Swift's not a daft lady. She knows what the score is and everything else, and she could see what's happening. But you're right, I think, Meghan would be throwing a strop over the fact that William's there with Taylor Swift and she isn't. Meghan throws out these invites to all sorts of various people. They don't all take up those. Don't all take up the invite.
Just a quick word on the Princess of Wales. Obviously, she didn't make the concert for kind of obvious reasons. It's a long old evening. We did see her at Trooping. I think we both agreed she was fantastic and it was brilliant to see her. We are asked by the palace not to speculate on when we might see her next, but there have been people at Wimbledon who are saying that they are hoping that the Princess of Wales might turn up to present some awards. She does it every year. She has done for the last 8 or 9 years. She loves attending Wimbledon. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, she loves attending the ceremony the week before Trooping the Colour as well, where she's Colonel-in-Chief, and she didn't do it, sent them a very nice letter explaining why she couldn't do it. I think the people at Wimbledon would love to have Catherine back there again because it will boost the viewing audience and it'll boost people being there. The problem with it is that when we first found out about her cancer, various people were putting dates on about when she was due to come back. She was going to be back in late April. She was going to be back after, for Trooping. She was going to be back for whatever. We just don't know when she is going to be back. It would be nice to think that she could at least make 1 or 2 days at Wimbledon. But if she doesn't, well, then we'll just have to be patient because I'm hopefully she'll be back one day.
Well, they were talking a couple of weeks ago. They were saying, well, her doctors, her medical team say that she needs to be doing things that she finds fun. So part of her recovery
Sure.
is to do things that
That's
she enjoys. So it's taken, doing, being with the children, doing family things at home and stuff like that. And I have to say, they keep asking us not to speculate.
No.
But not
It's
to put
hard,
any pressure
isn't it?
on her.
It's
It
hard.
really is, because it's kind of our job to not put too much pressure on her. But the Wimbledon have kind of set the hair running by saying that they want her to appear.
Well,
So I think we'll have to wait.
Didn't the army get ticked off at the start by saying that she was going to turn up to one of either the event before or Trooping the Colour, and
right.
the palace weren't very happy with them, at that point speculating, but maybe they had some insider knowledge, just a bit like the Tory party, really.
Another thing the Princess of Wales has missed was the state visit.
Yeah,
I quite enjoyed the state visit. I've been to many outgoing state visits where the King and Queen have gone abroad. This was an incoming state visit from the Japanese Emperor and Empress, who were very close to the late Queen and are very close to King Charles.
Yes, they are, and the Emperor especially. Well, they both spent time at Oxford for a start off, to continue their education. But the Emperor, went fly fishing with the King when he was Prince of Wales and admitted that he never caught a thing that day. He's been carriage driving with Prince Philip, and he's been to a barbecue with the late Queen. Now, those are the 2 or 3 things that we know that they were linked with, but I'm sure there was a lot more. And I think the old Emperor, well, he's not so old, I think the Emperor enjoyed, being there. And when they were having the walk round with inspecting the troops, the honour guard, you could just see the smiles on both the Emperor's face and the King's face. Yeah, no, it's very, very good.
Well, why are state visits important? There's a lot of pomp and ceremony, and they're a bit distant maybe from members of the public and people watching it. Is it important? Is it politics at play here? Why is it vital? Why do we have so many?
Well, I think we have state visits, and we make state visits because it enhances diplomacy between two countries, and it leads to, or it should lead to a trade involvement. We get some stuff from them, they get some stuff from us. You have to remember that although all we see is the pomp and ceremony that goes on, but behind the scenes, he's got a whole team of advisors dealing with their opposite numbers in this country. And it's the same when we go abroad. We go abroad and we take a whole team in the hope that we can enhance stuff for Britain. So from that point of view, it's very, very important.
It's the soft power, isn't it?
It is the soft power, but it has in the past given some good things for the country and given our trade to and fro an excellent boost.